Today, we're diving into one of the most brilliant and, honestly, savage comedies ever written. Richard Brinsley Sheridan's masterpiece from the 18th century, The School for Scandal. So let's get right into it.
Right out of the gate, the play hits you with this line. It's basically saying that gossip is this unstoppable monster. You can try to kill it, but it just keeps going. And boy, does that feel true today. It's the central idea of the whole play laid out right at the start.
So let's set the scene. We're in high society London in the 1700s, a world where who you seem to be is way more important than who you actually are. Your reputation, that's not just a thing, it's everything. It's currency. And the best game in town? Tearing down someone else's. And the play just throws you right into the deep end. We land in the house of Lady Sneerwell, who is, for all intents and purposes, the headmistress of this whole operation. She and her slick accomplice, a guy literally named Snake, are cooking up fake stories to ruin people. There's no slow build-up. Boom, you're right in the middle of the conspiracy.
And listen, this isn't just harmless chatter. The stakes here are sky high. Snake actually boasts about the damage one of their circle has caused. It's like a resume of destruction, a curriculum of chaos. They aren't just spreading rumors, they are actively wrecking lives. And they're doing it for fun. It's wild.
Now, caught right in the middle of this tangled web are the two main guys, the brothers Joseph and Charles Surface. And in the eyes of society, they couldn't be more different. The whole town has already made up its mind about which one's the good guy and which one's the bad guy.
Okay, so on one side you have Joseph. He's the older brother, the so-called man of sentiment. Everyone, and I mean everyone, thinks he's the absolute model of goodness and morality. Then you have his younger brother, Charles. His reputation? It's in the toilet. He's a party animal, he's broke, he's a total mess. So one's a saint, one's a sinner. Pretty straightforward, right?
Well, nope, not so fast. In the very first scene, Lady Sneerwell, the queen of gossip herself, totally demolishes Joseph's reputation. She sees right through him. He's not some man of feeling. She calls him a sentimental knave, which basically means he's a phony, using a mask of virtue to hide his own selfish plans. And that right there is the big theme. What you see is definitely not what you get. And just as you're trying to wrap your head around that, the plot gets a whole lot thicker. The brother's super rich uncle, Sir Oliver Surface, comes back to London after being away for 16 years, and he does it in secret. He's here to decide which of his nephews will inherit his massive fortune, and his whole decision rests on their character, the very thing that everyone is lying about.
So this sets up a huge problem for Sir Oliver. See, he's been around the block. He knows you can't just trust what people say. He needs to find a way to slice through all the noise and gossip to find out what's real.
And really, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When everyone is putting on an act, when every public image is so carefully managed, how do you ever find out who someone really is? Well, lucky for us, Sir Oliver has a plan, and it is a very clever one.
He's not going to announce he's back. Instead, he decides to go undercover. He's going to test his nephews himself when they have no idea who he is, when they think no one important is watching. It's the only way he can get past their little PR campaigns and see what they're truly made of.
Okay, so this is where it gets really good. This is the heart of the play's comedy. Sir Oliver cooks up this brilliant, multi-part test to figure out which brother is actually a good person and which one is just faking it.
So here's the plan, and it's genius. He's going to use two disguises. First, he'll show up as Mr. Stanley, a poor relative in need of help. That's a test of their charity. Then he'll visit Charles as Mr. Premium, a moneylender, to test his honesty. It's a fantastic 1-2 punch designed to get to the truth.
And this is what makes Sir Oliver such a great character. He is automatically suspicious of a perfect reputation. When he hears that everybody loves Joseph, he's not impressed at all. He thinks something's fishy. He's got this worldly wisdom that tells him when someone seems too good to be true, they probably are.
And wouldn't you know it, the test works like a charm, and it reveals a complete reversal. Charles, the sinner who's completely broke, turns out to have a heart of gold and is incredibly generous. Meanwhile, Joseph, Mr. Morality himself, is exposed as a cold, calculating hypocrite who won't help anyone. The sinner is the saint, and the saint is the sinner. So why is this play from 1777 still so powerful? Why does it still hit so hard? Well, it's because Sheridan wasn't just writing about his own time. He was writing about us, about human nature. And you have to understand, Sheridan knew this world. He wasn't some outsider looking in. The man was a politician, a famous public speaker, he ran a theater. He saw firsthand how reputations were made and destroyed in the public eye every single day. I mean, just think about the themes here. The lightning-fast spread of fake news, the pressure to keep up a perfect public image while your private life is a mess, the idea that a good name can be destroyed by a single rumor. This isn't history. It's the blueprint for our lives online.
Lady Sneerwell and her gang didn't have social media, but they were running the exact same playbook. The technology is different, sure, but that human drive to gossip, to judge, to perform for an audience, that hasn't changed one bit. The school for scandal never closed. It just moved on to our phones.
And that leaves us with one last big question. The play unmasks Joseph as a sentimental knave, someone who uses the language of virtue and morality as a weapon for their own selfish ambition. And it makes you look around and ask yourself, who are the sentimental knaves today?